You're listening to Kerry Lutz's Financial Survival Network, where you get valuable information you just can't find anywhere else. To thrive in today's trying times, you need the Financial Survival Network, now more than ever. Go to financialsurvivalnetwork.com and get your free newsletter and gift. Financial Survival Network, now more than ever.
Welcome. You are listening to and watching the Financial Survival Network. I'm Kerry Lutz. Well, mortgage rates going up, interest rates going up, Fed taking a hawkish tone. How badly is it really affecting the real estate market, especially in the stronger states like Florida and Texas? And with us is our resident expert, well, not resident, but definitely our go-to person when it comes to real estate finance and sales in Texas, Debbie Bloyd. Debbie, it's great to have you back on. So I should mention DLB Mortgage. That's her company. Debbie, what's going on with the real estate market?
You know, it's really busy. Things are not slowing down. I had an open house just this weekend and got 2 offers in within the first hour. So things are moving fast. People are not getting to take their time anymore when it comes to buying or selling. And it can certainly be unnerving for people that don't like to move fast, don't like to make quick decisions. This is not the market for the weak at all.
So only the strong will get the house. Look, I've seen it myself. I've never personally gotten into a bidding war, but I've seen people do it, and they just decide they want this house. What's another 100,000? What's another 150? And they just go all in. Maybe it would have made sense to wait. Who knows? What's your take, though? At what point, where do rates have to go to really take the froth off of this market?
Well, you know, we're at 5.3 today. We've been at 5.5. They're going to be up at 6 soon by the end of the summer, I think. I think the Fed's going to continue to try to help us cool the market down a little bit by raising rates. But all it does is make people buy less house, Kerry. They still have to buy a house if they have to buy a house. If they have to downsize, they have to downsize. If they have to move across the country, they got to move across the country. Instead of buying a $600,000 house, maybe now they're in the 500s, but they still have to get something. It still has to make sense. Sure, financially, they just buy less house.
So it's kind of the substitution effect is what we call this in economics. If you can't afford steak, then you buy chicken. If you can't afford chicken, then you buy Spam. So there's a lot of people buying Spam out there, huh?
Well, you know, there's a lot of people that just don't, they're probably really, between you and me, and I probably shouldn't say this, but they probably really shouldn't be homeowners. If they don't have enough extra money to weather a couple little charges, they probably shouldn't own a home, because you and I both know there's a lot to upkeep a home. There's a lot of emergencies that pop up, a heater going out, a hailstorm comes by and your roof wasn't properly insured. Now you got to put on a new roof. If you don't have a few $1,000s extra, you shouldn't be buying anyway. And so that's what this process is doing. It's weeding out those first-time home buyers that don't have a comfortable nest egg behind them, and they're just not getting their offers accepted, or they would be putting 5% down or 10% down, have a little bit more skin in the game. Those are the people winning the bids right now.
Yeah, well, that's interesting. You know, houses over the years have gotten larger and larger, even the starter houses. Much like cars have gotten bigger and bigger, where you compare a Camry from 25 years ago to a Camry today, it's like, it looks like a Volkswagen Beetle compared to that. Even a Volkswagen Beetle from 50 years ago to the current one, substantially smaller. So really, even though there's a substitution going on, a substitution effect, as we call it in economics, it's really just going back to what was. So I don't know what the average size home is now in Texas.
You know, a lot of people are looking 2,500 square feet up. Mm-hmm. But just this weekend, I had a couple that are trying to buy their second home here in Texas from California. They had a house out there and they want to buy a house here. They're buying a 5-bedroom house. Why? There's only 2 of them. There's no kids. Like, what are you doing? And they can't quite afford it. It's because they're buying too much house. They should be down in the $300,000 range. But people want bigger. People want a lot of room. Even though they don't need it, they still want it. And they're just not able to make those deals work today.
Yeah, I heard a rumor that they were trying to adopt you, Debbie. Is that any truth to that?
Yeah. So when my kids are in college and I downsized, I went from a big house to where I'm buying a townhouse now, and knock on wood, that will happen in the next couple weeks. And we close in June. But they didn't want me to buy a big house to come home to. They just wanted a normal size house. So I have a master bedroom and a guest room, and if they've come, one of them can sleep on the couch. But, I don't have to have a 5-bedroom house if they're at college and they may not be coming back anytime soon. So I think people, and I pay for some of their bills. So I've got to conserve money. You only make so much. So yeah, maybe you don't buy that 4-bedroom house and you buy a 2-bedroom townhouse or condo, something different that you can afford, or you sell your current house in California before you come here. I think families are deciding you can't afford it all right now. So you do have to do substitution.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're getting a mortgage for that townhouse, I might know somebody.
There you go.
Yeah. So be reasonable in your expectations and in assessing your current needs, something which I really wasn't, I didn't really think about. I just wanted a certain size house.
Sure.
That's what I felt comfortable in. And then I'm looking, why didn't I just go for like a 2-bedroom for the time that my kids come here?
Right.
And everything else, I'll just put them up in a hotel.
Well, so many of my clients that are older have been in their house and they've been aging in place, and it's time for them to downsize. And when you think about it, they never go upstairs. Hardly any of them use the upstairs of their home, and that could be 3 or 4 bedrooms. So they're sitting on a nest egg of maybe $700,000 for this house. And I have a gentleman right now that he goes, well, I just need to find a place to go and I could sell at the top of the market. I said, really what you need is a master, your bedroom, the owner's bedroom, a living room, a kitchen. Those are the rooms you use, maybe a small office, but that's all he's doing. He's 80 years old. You don't need a 5-bedroom house anymore. So we really have to change what we're thinking.
Absolutely.
That's hard for people.
Yeah, we're not allowed to call it a master bedroom anymore. That's struck from the vocabulary. I see it on the TV shows. It's the owner's principal bedroom, main bedroom. I mean, give me a break. But in any event, so you get stuck in your ways. You don't really want to change. And then something happens and you have to change.
Don't just survive, thrive. The Financial Survival Network.
Torque Resources is an exploration company establishing a portfolio of premier copper gold early stage projects in Chile. Torque's management and technical teams have a strong track record of raising capital, discovery, and monetization of exploration successes. The company's Margarita Copper Gold project is located within the prolific coastal Cordillera Belt in Chile, which hosts some of the world's largest and most profitable copper mines. The Margarita project possesses excellent discovery potential for a major copper discovery due to the strength of the alteration system, large-scale magnetic targets, and the presence of copper oxide mineralization. Drilling is anticipated to begin in Q3 of this year. Torque trades in Canada under TORQ and on the OTC under TRBMF. To learn more, go to torqueresources.com. That's torqueresources.com.
This is the Financial Survival Network, the information you need to thrive now more than ever.
That's exactly it. And so many people are forcing, until you're forced to make a change, like you said, they don't want to do it. So something has to happen in their life. Either they have to have a surgery or they have to have a heart attack. I see a lot of my older clients really not being able to make that change until that's forced upon them. Many of the young people want to make a change and to buy a home from a condo or a townhouse, whatever they're in, to a home that they consider a home. And they're getting priced out because they want to be close to their work or they want to be close to restaurants and they don't want to live in the suburbs. So people are having to make decisions now that we didn't have to make a couple years ago because there was a lot more inventory. There was always something to pick from. Now, I mean, out of the neighborhood, I sat at an open house on Saturday. I was the only open house and the only thing listed for 2 miles. So there was one shot. So yeah, we did get some offers and we will take one today and move on. And it was only listed 3 days. So the average stay on market now is 5 to 7 days.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, hey, it's a whole new world out there, right? So,
and it's going fast. And the people that I think are getting discouraged are the ones that don't want to make a decision fast. I have some investors that are out looking for things to invest in, small homes and townhouses, and they're very slow in putting in offers, and they're already gone. So if you make a decision to put your toe in the water, you got to swim fast. You can't put your toe in anymore. You just got to jump.
mm-hmm. Yeah, there's no room for he who hesitates is lost. And look, sure. I usually like to do things cautiously, but there are times in life where you really have to act quickly, or you're just going to miss out, right?
They just miss out, and then they get what we call buyer's fatigue. And I know you see this in your market as well. You put in 5, 6, 7, 10 offers, and then after a while, you're like, you know what? I'm done. But they were hurting themselves. They weren't helping themselves. So a lot of that falls on the agent to explain to what the market's really like and how to put in those offers. I was doing an offer last night at 10:30. If you have an agent that doesn't want to stay up late or work weekends, you're going to have a problem. If you have an agent that can't negotiate or communicate very well, you're going to have problems. So it's best you've got to really vet these people harder than ever to make sure you have a trusted professional and not a part-timer that wants to do this every now and then take a trip, because they're not going to have the skills needed to make it in this market. And then you're ultimately going to lose a lot of offers, get tired, and sit it out.
I mean, I've seen offers here in Florida with no contingencies, not even an inspection of the property.
Nope. And we can get, that doesn't mean, Kerry, just for your audience, I always waive inspections right now and appraisal gaps, and we talk about all that. But I'm like, you still get an inspection. You still want to know what's wrong. We don't maybe get to ask to fix anything, but I always want my buyers to go ahead and get an inspection, know what they're buying. And then that way they know what they're going to have to contend with.
But you don't want to go back out. But they can't use the inspection as grounds to back out. That's always been the back door out of a contract, a real estate contract.
True. So yes, sir.
You're stuck once you do it. And hopefully, a lot of problems, if you're an astute buyer, you can pick up on. You see cracks in the foundation, you see stuff happening, but there's latent defects that aren't necessarily going to pick up on. Sometimes home inspectors don't.
And that's why, in Texas, we have a lot of hailstorms, and this is, Florida, you've got your issues there too. But a lot of roofers and roofing companies, that's the insurance quote is based on the age of your roof. It's also going to be based on when they can do a little drone flyover or Google Earth it and really see what's going on with your roof. If you have an older roof or it's a 10-year out of a 15-year roof, your insurance rates are going to be higher. So you do have to do those inspections just to know. And then that's where that cushion of money comes in. If you've got to put on a whole new roof, you got to have the money for that before you get leaks. So yeah, you just got to be prepared. And then I think a lot of that falls on the agents to explain how it really works.
Yep. Agreed. Roofs are different. Like if you go to like Arizona and parts of California, they never replace a roof. I mean, there's 50-year-old roofs they've never replaced. But here in Florida, we get so much rain, they last 25 years, maybe a little more, a little less. Replacement roofs could last longer. Original roofs, you're lucky to get 25 on the older homes. Well, yeah, so that's always something to keep in mind when you're buying is that roof and all the other equipment that can conceivably need a replacement. And then
those water heaters and air conditioning.
Well, that's a guarantee.
Yeah.
That's a guarantee. You buy a house, you're going to buy a new water heater at some point.
Oh, and one thing too, Kerry, your clients and your listeners should always know that those home warranties are great to have. There's so many good home warranty companies out there that if you have to do an inspection and you've got some issues, get that home warranty plan, and that will help with a lot of the heating, the AC, the garbage disposal, the dishwasher, the stuff that's built in so that they're not totally blindsided when it comes to cost.
Absolutely. Could not agree with you more. Well, you're the expert here, Debbie. People want to find out more, connect with you on the web. How do you do that?
You can go to dlbmortgageservices.com. You can find me on, there's a lot of people on TikTok right now. I'm under the Dollar Diva on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook.
All right. Excellent there. Hey, it's always great talking with you. If you got a question for Debbie, shoot me an email, kl@kerrylutz.com. And don't forget, sign up for your free newsletter at the website, financialsurvivalnetwork.com. Debbie, be well. We'll talk to you again soon. Get an update.
You too. Thanks.
Thanks for listening to Kerry Lutz's Financial Survival Network, your solution to today's trying times. For the latest, go to financialsurvivalnetwork.com. Financial Survival Network, now more than ever.